What up, everybody? Welcome back to Get With The Brogram. This is episode number 3. And you already know what we're talking about. It's the off season. And there's no better person to talk about it than the one and only motherfucking Chris. Chris, let it go.
J. Cole.
That is him.
Jermaine. Lamar motherfucking Cole. The best.
Wait, his middle name is Lamar?
Lamar.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Oddly enough, it's spelled with 2 R's. Fun fact.
Lamar.
Lamar.
So it's Lamar.
Lamar.
Chris, Jermaine Lamar Cole.
This isn't on purpose, but I happen to be wearing a Lamar Jackson shirt.
You're so annoying.
I didn't plan that, but it just worked out. Anyway, I think when I watched this fucking album. I watched the album. I read it. I heard it. All the fucking possible.
You made love to it.
All the things, bro. I think that shit was one of the best albums I ever heard, bro.
Right next to
that
next to 2014 Forest Hill Drive, right?
That was a seriously fire album though. Like I know for him, Forest Hill Drive is still number 1. But like for example, this new one, like it cracked into our top 3 for Cole albums.
Absolutely.
This new one was so fucking. It was so good. It was just fire. What do you guys think of it?
No. I mean, this fucking album, I personally put it right on. We'll see how it goes in the next, couple months as I listen to it over and over.
The longevity.
But the longevity of it. But I put it on par with 2014 Forest Hill Drive. If anything, just slightly below it. But I mean, it's there.
I think from top to bottom is his most consistent album because every single
I agree with
album
that.
True.
was just basically him with his punchlines, with his very intricate verses. It was all rapping, you know? Because if you guys see the freestyle that he did on
LA Leakers.
LA Leakers, that's what I was expecting.
So nice.
For that whole album, and he
delivered.
and he did it with different melodies. He did it obviously with like a 90s style. He did a very slow melody. He just did. He
and
did
then
his
he
thing,
went
man.
the fuck off, bro. He went Eminem style.
I think J. Cole, and I've always kind of viewed him as this since he came out with Let Nas Down and talked about how he was such a big fan of Nas growing up, right? And how he incorporated I think he's incorporated a lot of what Nas was as a 90s rapper into his own methodology.
I agree. You can see that in a lot of his work.
And I think he came at this album with that same concept because I think he somewhat diverged away from that methodology and he was coming back into his roots. I read a quote from him saying that he wanted to get back to rapping, like back when he released his first mixtape, The Come Up, and I think he fucking succeeded.
Yeah, and you can even see that because I feel like he did a good job of blending a lot of the newer sounds and things you hear in modern day beats, but with kind of his old school kind of, or first kind of style before it kind of evolved to what it was. And I feel like he blended it very well. It was just, I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I did.
I knew it was going to be good. I didn't think it was going to be that good because usually, and I don't know, this is me personally, when I listen to any album, there's a few songs I'm just like, all right, they're whatever, right? There's a few. Not this case. I think this case was pretty fucking nice. Every song slapped. Every single fucking song slapped. Jenny told me that she didn't like. I mean, it's not that she didn't like it. She she didn't fuck with as much. The very last song,
Hunger on the Hillside.
See, that's in my top 3. I love that song.
That's in my top 3.
It's not in my top 3.
That was
The reason why, because it was him like saying, "Yo, I'm still coming back."
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere
done.
right now. I still got more to
bro.
prove.
The hunger is there, and that song was. It was good.
You know what it is? I feel like there are certain songs on that album that I feel like he put so much soul into it, but some a little more than others. And I felt like that was one of them. I feel like you could feel the things he's really trying to say to you in that song. So I would say that's top 3.
That song was really, that leads me to like my top 3 tracks because I tried to make like a top 3, right?
Let's do the top 3.
So
top 3 with honorable mention, right? That's what we're doing.
Yes, with honorable mention.
Right.
My number 1 was Close, right? That's the second to last song on that shit. To me, Hunger on the Hillside was more like an outro.
Okay.
And Close was like his coup de grace. That was his fucking finale. And that's when he just started snapping off rip, like to begin with, right? And he made this fucking album For Your Eyes Only when his homeboy got shot, right? His homeboy gets shot and he comes out with his album for his daughter. Now, Close, if you listen to the lyrics, he's rapping about his boy that he was always close with, right? He goes up to New York to become a rapper and try to chase his dreams, and his homeboy stays in the Ville, that Carolina town that they both grew up in, and while they were both similar and best friends, they both live very different lives. He becomes the famous rapper. His homeboy falls into the trap and becomes a drug dealer, right? His homeboy pays for it with his life and dies one day. And J. Cole raps about him having a nightmare about his boy dying and getting shot in the fucking rap song. You know, he raps like, oh, you roll around with the toast and you got to keep that shit close. I saw some niggas in my dream and they approached, you know, some shit like that, you know. Then, and then he raps about how they fucking fire on him, and he says, oh, I saw hope in your eyes, blah blah blah. Basically talking about, one of my favorite verses in that track was he's in the nightmare, he's seeing his boy there, and this is a perspective that's common in nightmares where you're seeing events transpire, but you have no ability to control them. Mm-hmm. So he's seeing his boy counting money, and he's seeing these sus niggas like pulling up on him with these guns in their fucking coats, and he has no capability to intervene. He says that he screams, but no words come out of my throat, right? And we all had those moments where we try to speak in a dream and we're struck silent, right? Mm-hmm. And when at the moment that these men pulled these guns, he talks about the scene froze, and in his eye and in the eyes of his boy, he saw hope, right? Hope of the ability to cope. He rhymes, you know, with lean, coke, and pain, the shit, all the shit that this man's been using to deal with all his fucking the plethora of issues he's had in his life. I think that rap song truly struck me.
Yeah,
it really did.
I mean, it was good. I didn't put it on my top 3.
It was top 1 for me.
The thing about that whole album is everything's
so good.
So good. It's hard to
You can
pick.
make an argument for every song.
It's like you're trying to nitpick every song. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
What
are you really doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's any right answer to the situation.
See, it's interesting because your first choice, right, is because you related to a further album. I mean, that really shows the depth of how much of a fan you are. My favorite, I personally think the top one on that was easily Pride is the Devil, right? I personally thought that one hit the most because there was one point that the way he flows it is just so smooth, and he's talking about something that I feel like is a pretty big issue that no one really realizes, how pride can really be the fall of an individual. You know, like they say pride is the fall of man, right? But it applies to both genders. Anyone can fall from that shit. Mm-hmm. But the way he describes it, so look, pride is the reason for the family dichotomy. Got uncles and some aunts that's too proud to give apologies. Slowly realizing what the root of all my problems be. It got me feeling different when somebody say they proud of me.
Oh, that line got
That's
me.
crazy.
That shit. I'm not
like,
gonna lie.
Bro, I heard that and I'm like, that was poetry.
That was my number 2 on my list.
I just heard the words of a prophet. Hold up. It was smooth. Like, I'd go to that sermon, bro. It's him outgoing. Every fucking Sunday I will be there.
I'm saying, you know, you go to Rome, you take all that fucking Van Gogh, Da Vinci shit down, you put up J. Cole's lyrics. That's what I do.
Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck his story. I'm trying to hear Jay's story.
Bro, that shit was very fucking... when he said, got me feeling different when they say they proud of me, I think that's a real thing.
No, it isn't. It's crazy because he's literally describing how the pride has actually even gone into his family to the point that the individuals you're supposed to trust and care for you the most, you're shocked that they're actually saying something good about you.
In Game of Thrones, right? The Lannisters, Tywin Lannister is the head of the family. He's the patriarch, right? Jaime, Tyrion, and Cersei, his 3 children, struggle with their relationship with their father because he's focused on legacy, right? Familial legacy, but the legacy doesn't mean that he cares for them.
No, it all stems from vanity.
From vanity.
All vanity.
So he cares from them and he's proud of them only from the standpoint of how it lifts his name.
How it looks. It's all image. He really doesn't give a fuck what they do behind closed doors. He knows like Jaime and Cersei are fucking, but it's the image. He didn't care till people had rumors and were knowing about
That's a perfect example of what J. Cole's talking about right there.
Damn, I didn't think about it that way, but that's a perfect analogy to compare the two because that's exactly what it was.
Pride
it didn't matter how it went, you know, behind the scenes, what the reality of it was. The only thing that really mattered was the perspective behind it. So
the melody on that fucking track was fire.
No.
All right, so
I'm sorry. Hold on. The beats and melody on basically every song was so stupid.
He incorporated a
lot. All right, so that's where I slightly disagree a little bit. I'm gonna be really honest.
Go.
So there were a few songs, all right. Like for example, I can't. Like for example, with Analyzing Pressure, right? Applying. A few of those hits or songs I didn't really. Every song on this album is lyrically great. Like I fuck with the lyrics of everything. There are just certain ones that I could tell he was trying to incorporate a little more of like, not trap, but borderline. Like you can kind of hear the similarities in the beats, and that's where I'm like, it lost me because to me it didn't go with the song.
To me, with the Applying Pressure, I had noticed more of it was a 90s style.
It was a 90s style.
It was that resonated, and that's what I look for because I know J. Cole can can murk any type of beat like that.
Exactly.
You know, because there's not a lot of rappers now that they can put like a 90s style, especially if that's what he grew up with. So, like, that was the first song that stuck out to me. I also like My Life.
Applying Pressure was
My
the
Life
first
was
song.
With 21 Savage.
21
Was.
Savage.
21. Oh,
Yeah.
My Life was
My
slapping
Life
too.
was a good one too, especially with the last song that they collaborated with a lot.
Mhm.
How much money you got? A lot.
A lot. And this one was even better, surprising, because that first song was pretty good.
Like to get, cause like I think 21 Savage he throws up a lot of people because of how he can rap.
I don't like 21 Savage shit.
Yeah.
But that's the thing when he
I don't dislike him.
But yeah,
there's a lot of people that it's like up in the air. It's like I don't know if I really like his stuff, but he can rap.
Yeah, he can.
Especially with
Yeah.
J. Cole, he
he's
can
got
make
a
some good
very
music with them.
like distinct voice.
He does.
You know what it is? When you put niggas like 21 Savage on the same song as a nigga like J. Cole, it just makes it like the contrast is so stark between this nigga. You mentioned Applying Pressure. I
can
wrote
see
down
what
the
you're saying.
verse where he's like applying pressure, starting my grind where crime festers. Now it's showing like I'm in the second trimester, some shit like that. That shit, I'm like, now it's showing like they in the second trimester. I'm like, bro, who
thinks that?
how dare you come with such fire? We don't even have a fucking
No, but I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of rap songs where like you can hear the clear difference in the skill in these rappers. Like that's all. Like for example, there are times there are some DJ Khaled songs that I do fuck with. You know, they're not bad collabs with some of these artists.
Be the best.
But what I find hilarious is how he'll take some artists and take them out of their element. Like if y'all ever heard Meek Mill try to sound romantic in his raps, it is the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Literally yelling it out of his fucking
No,
songs.
it's not that he's yelling. It's his lyrics.
If
There's
you're
a
ever gonna cry, it's gonna be in a Rolls Royce.
Yes.
That shit.
I'll wipe your tears away with Benjamins, bro.
Nah, man, but he has
That is the most.
he has the same loudness and the same tone in his voice in all of his songs,
Meek
bro.
do
Yeah,
be
but it's the
saying shit like
lyrics.
No,
that.
he does, bro.
It's those lyrics.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Meek doesn't know how to be romantic.
He really
He
doesn't.
doesn't.
How you expect a Philly dude to be romantic? You didn't tell me.
I don't know,
I mean, J.
like
Cole can-
cheesesteaks.
J. Cole's not Philly
J. Cole's
though.
Carolina.
My bad, Carolina.
Cheesesteaks and Will Smith.
Something to do with the New
Will
York
Smith,
State of
yeah.
mind.
Will
That's
Smith
not
and
a-
cheesesteaks.
Will Smith
I
did.
guess.
You guess.
Like-
Anyway, this is completely off topic.
Yeah.
We're on a tangent. Point is, well, you guys didn't answer. So, what was your favorite songs in the track? Did you say?
Applying
That's your
Pressure,
favorite?
My Life, and then what was it? Hunger on the Hillside.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, what about you, George?
For me, it was, damn it. My bad, guys.
You
I'm still
got
having a little
the
issue
climb back?
remembering the names. I had to climb. Oh my god. Yeah, hold up. So
The climb back?
shit was the climb back. I don't know. Listen, first of all, even the very first lyrics, everything goes around full circle. I mean, dog, that applies to literally everything. But the lyrics and the beat of this song, the way this song approaches everything, it's just something you could play over and over and over. And over.
Honestly, I would put that song in mine if he didn't release it as a single.
Really?
Really?
Because I don't like putting songs that were already
released
released.
as a
knew you
single?
would, but it's still part of the album. I don't care.
No, I know. I
We're
understand
talking
that,
about
but
the album.
to me, it's like we're talking about an intro to all the songs we haven't listened to.
Sure.
No,
You
we're
get me?
talking about the songs within this album. There's 12 of them, okay? There's 12 songs in this album. I get that we already heard this one before. I still put it on my top three.
I wouldn't put interlude in there either because I already listened to it.
No,
That's
fucked. That's flawed.
That's how
That's flawed.
I
Thank you.
talk about.
And Interlude was only released a week before, though.
Literally, bro. Like
I
just a few
understand
days.
that. Okay,
No.
but none of you guys put interlude
no, I
in
don't
there
think interlude-
regardless.
The only reason, Danny, that I
Wait, none
didn't
of us
put
did what?
interlude in my top
Interlude.
three or even
Put
in
interlude in
my honorable mentions is because of the fact that it's just too short. But that song slapped.
I actually,
for how short it
course.
was.
I actually don't even think that's the issue. The only reson I didn't put it in my top three is because like
You thought
that
there were better
song,
songs.
that song is a perfect one to put out to get hype. It was
No,
good
that's
enough
what
to
I'm saying.
generate
It was a
Yeah.
teaser song.
Yeah, but not. But you know what I mean. But in the song, there's obviously better songs in the album. That's why I didn't put it in the top three. But it
Well,
doesn't
we
mean
don't
it's a
know
bad song.
because that song could have gone further, but it didn't. So that's why it's not in my top three. Anyway, my top three, I put the Climb Back, and of course, Pride is the Devil,
Pride is dope.
and Hunger on Hillside. My honorable mention in this case was My Life, and I had a hard time between choosing My Life and Hunger on the Hillside, but I picked Hunger on the Hillside above that one. Just I don't know.
I love that.
resonated
That was
with
a great
one.
song.
Yeah, it's
A lot of
just
people like that
yeah,
song, man.
exactly.
No, it is though
But-
because in that last song, it was kind of slow.
Yeah, it was
how he
slow.
was approaching it, and then all of a sudden
different.
he's just going speed.
Mm.
You know, talking about like I still got it. The
I
game's not
love-
over for him yet.
That song,
and it's inevitable.
that song really makes clear, right? Clarifies. and I love this part about J. Cole. At this point in his career, for him to be as fucking hungry and out here trying to get as he is right now,
But
100 mil.
You know what? He kind of had to put an album like this.
he did.
He absolutely had to.
So that
Why do you
we
say
still
that?
got it.
For the audience, why do you
Because
say that?
KOD, For Your Eyes Only, I think for the most part were very mid
Yeah.
to his
I agree.
standard.
I agree.
Type
High tier
mid, and not even like they were good. And like if
KOD
you're a
was
J.
good.
Cole fan, you're gonna enjoy regardless. But if you understand what this
What he's
guy is
capable
No,
capable of,
I
as a lyricist,
agree completely with what you're saying. 100%.
that's why I felt like he had to put an
I can see
album
that.
like this out.
Yeah. And this
You know?
album was just
like just today, right? Him and I were discussing what makes a rapper like truly a legend. Not you don't have to rank them, but just like a legend. I think it's that special X factor.
Oh,
It's
we
that
gonna rank 'em.
They take we will eventually. All right, we're getting there. But they take rap and they make their own style out of it, something that's so unique to them in a way that this is their skill. Like this is you could almost say this is what they were meant to be doing. And this is the album that kind of reminded you he's one of these dudes. Because again, I agree with the last two albums were not bad, but it's not him. It's not what I know he can do. This I'm like, okay, I'm reminded now.
yeah. And that's
I didn't
funny
need
you
the
say
reminder,
that.
but you reminded me.
And that's funny you say that, a reminder, because with albums such as 2014 Forest Hill Drive, I don't think you need a reminder to know that somebody is fucking raw.
Nah, but
right? Like,
you know what? That album was very important to him because that was his third album. And it was the album that he really had to put everything he had in him to prove that he was that dude.
In that tier.
Which goes
That
to what I was
dude.
saying.
Yeah.
Which goes to what I was saying. If you can make an album like that and then top it off with an album
'Cause it
like
went-
the off season where it's just arguably just as good, that shows.
Because
man.
they went Cold World, right, as his first album, Cold World Sideline Story. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Born Center, right? Born Center went into 14 Forest Hills Drive.
Then it was For Your Eyes Only.
And then KOD,
and now
right?
Off-Season.
And then we're on this new shit, right? I feel like exactly what Daddy said. 14 Forest Hills Drive, we heard Sideline Story. We're like, damn, that's like his rookie popular shit. We're like, damn, this nigga can rap. Then we heard Born Center. We're like, okay.
It was a little more polished, a little cleaner. Like
Right.
he was kind of getting the
This
groove
is
of
the
it.
evolution of J. Cole. Okay, like this is his if he was a fucking Charmander before, that's his Charmeleon. I'm like, okay, this nigga's getting stronger, right?
Okay.
I like his fucking flow. He's definitely not a one-hit wonder.
Then
Once
you got
he hit
Forest Hills
14
Drive.
He's Charizard.
It's he
Charizard,
evolved. Like it was.
Charizard in this bitch.
Charizard confirmed.
Yeah. That vaulted him into that. Oh, this nigga can rock with any popular Kendricks, the Drakes at the time. Were like
It was
fucking
like
popping.
the perfect blend of him understanding like how much give and take as far as like what's kind of selling out, what's a pop, what's a hit, what's himself. Like he put so much into this album, so much
was a
time,
perfect
dedication,
blend.
and
Nigga
everything.
seasoned it. Perfect. Right?
That was like that Salt Bay.
Yeah.
Salt
yeah.
Bay.
There was just
On
enough
it.
paprika on the ffucking fettuccine, nigga. That shit was popping. I came back for seconds, thirds.
And
Me
then-
and my homegirl Daniela were listening to that shit from 2014 until summer 16.
So
Drake dropped that motherfucker.
you're just gonna kick me out like that.
Yeah,
Like-
we're gonna
like
ignore
that.
you. Anyway, summer 16.
This
Daniela,
motherfucker.
yeah,
Like, if I wasn't right
I'm trying
there
to
next to you
involve
guys.
the fans.
Chacon's over there. Like
This
I
is
was in there. It's okay.
I'm
And it's like I was literally
I'm
playing the music for you.
I don't remember.
It's like, yo, Daddy, play this song real quick. It's like, bro, I already have that on cue.
Did I say Danny or Daniela?
Yes,
I said Danny. It could have been you. I was talking about. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
believe you.
I feel like I should be.
I don't feel like it's giving you a reason to doubt him.
Anyways, moving on.
Butthurt. Anyway, but yeah, bro, we were playing that shit for 2 years. 2 fucking years. I don't think I've ever played one album that long. Not fucking one. J. Cole, after like ranking his albums, I put it like 14 Forest Hills Drive because that was the first concert of his that I ever went to, and that shit was amazing.
I fucking hate you. I wish I was there.
That shit
Jenny was there. I
amazing.
hate her too.
Yeah.
I
See,
wish
funny
I was
for
there.
me, my favorite album of his is still Born Center.
Born
I
Center.
love. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking Forest Hills Drive, but Born Center is just hit
Born
different.
Center's a
bro.
hit. Is a
Bro,
slap.
you got Let Nas Down. You got Runaway. You got Born Born Center.
Run away, run away.
Even
I
like,
love that song.
even like the slower songs like Sparks Will Fly, She Knows.
No, Sparks Will
Sparks Will Fly's a romance song.
Yeah,
You just trying to
yeah,
what you trying to
son.
tell me, bro?
That's-
You're
song
gonna
was
tell me
good,
where
though.
with Janae Aiko and that shit ain't
Yeah,
slap.
that was nice.
Come on, bro.
some of J. Cole's romantic shits, bro. In the morning, I love In the Morning, bro.
In the morning,
That's such a
Silent Story.
vibe. It's a vibe, though. You don't think it's a vibe?
Yes, it
No,
is
no,
a
I'm
fucking
saying,
vibe.
yeah.
What's that song
But,
that's like, got me up all
Oh,
night?
New York State of Mind is Born Center
is that
too.
Born Center too?
Yeah.
Fuck. What was that
She
song?
got me up all night. Yeah. Always singing these love songs.
It got me up all
That was
night.
Boy Center, yeah. That was another one that was like amazing.
That's the thing,
That's
man.
with
When you
Miguel.
have so many,
Miguel, yeah.
when
Power Trip. There you go.
Yeah.
Power Trip. When your weakest albums
Aren't even bad.
most of it's just about because every artist has that one album that's just like, all right, that's fine. Even the GOAT of them, in my opinion, Eminem, right? What was that? Relapse.
That's the weakest, yeah.
That was bad. And even he acknowledged, Relapse was bad. I can't think of one J. Cole album
That's like bad.
that was bad. Because
His
Relapse had,
bad,
like,
his
two
bad
good
albums
songs.
overlap his greatest albums.
and by a long shot, it's just great. But he doesn't really have bad
Like truly
albums.
bad albums. It's just bad for him.
Yeah, bad
You know?
for him, but that's because we put this same thing with Eminem. It's bad for him because we put the standard up there. But
I know Danny always tells me to stop comparing sports to music, but I gotta do it. It's like the other, I think it was not last season, but the season before last season when Aaron Rodgers went out there and he put up, I think he had like a ridiculous interception ratio that was more than 3-1, right? And niggas were like, oh, he's having a down season. Aaron's getting old. This nigga can't really do it like he used to, right? Aaron Rodgers was still, that was a down season for him. He was still better than the fucking second best quarterback in the league by leaps and bounds.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that Aaron Rodgers is so fucking
That's the
good.
thing. When you hone a skill to that degree, like it shows.
So
Exactly.
the standard that we set for you is just so fucking high.
So high.
that
Yeah, we
anything is
expect it,
But this
single
album
time.
just did not disappoint. It was
At
just
all.
Bro, you know what song
that
really
one
stuck with me
song.
too? You know what song stuck with me for real? It was the very first one, Amari. I don't know
That
about
was
y'all.
the first one. It was 95.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Amari was the second.
Second,
Amari
okay,
was the second,
that
yeah.
one. That one, bro. That one got me. I don't know what y'all thought about that one.
No, I didn't.
I
But
like
there's one part in there, right, that he's like, I would never fall out with the bro. Hate when your family turned into foe. We had a penthouse on the road, interior decorated hose.
Yeah.
Just like a multiple choice getting chose. My people like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Bro,
Yeah.
it's like poetry, but he's talking about hose. Like the only thing he's missing is
talking about hose.
Cisco harmonizing the word hose. That's the only thing missing in that song.
You ever seen that fucking meme where this nigga says, I met this girl named Hope, but the P is silent on the weekends? Yo, that's what that means. This nigga's on that
The
shit.
lyric that stuck out to me. I mean, there was a bunch of basketball reference
There
in
was.
this whole album.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Damian Lillard
But
on that punch in the clock.
yeah, in
Yeah.
the beginning. No, but on the same song, Amari, it was kill him on a song, walk up out of the booth, do the Westbrook Rock-a-Baby.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way, bro.
He also did a LeBron James reference on one of these shits.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like,
he
I'm
did,
like
yeah.
LeBron, I
He
can't
does.
leave the game. I think that was on Hillside.
I think it was Hillside. Yeah, basically saying exactly what you guys said, that he's not gonna be. This is not his last album. This is
No,
not his
it's not.
retirement swan
It's
song. He's
apparently
staying in the
second
game.
to last.
So,
It's fall off.
just to
Fall off.
clarify, so are we all putting J. Cole in top 5?
And what?
In top
top
5
five rappers?
No,
I mean, I am.
I am.
No.
I'm not.
Oh, what?
I'm not
All right, so
doing
let's
it.
hear where this goes.
Daniel discussed.
Wait, so let's do this. So everyone
right, so let's do it.
everyone
No,
name
let's
top
do it.
5.
Let's do it.
Not
Starting with
not
you.
necessarily in order. Leave Daniel last though. Daniel's gonna be
Starting with
controversial.
you, Andres.
All right.
All right, so top 5 rap artists of all time,
Of
in
all
your
time,
opinion.
in my opinion.
I'm saying my top.
Mind you, mine is in order.
We're giving you top 5.
It's
If
gonna
you
be a
wanna
little
do it, do it.
controversial. All right. Number 1, Biggie. Number 2, I can't choose. I really can't. It's between Pac and Eminem. I'm not saying Eminem's better than Pac or anything, but I love Eminem so freaking much. I really can't. I'm very biased.
Okay.
You got 4 is Kanye, specifically older Kanye, but we're talking of all time. And then I got 5 J. Cole.
Interesting. Okay. So,
right.
Chris, what is yours?
My shit, and I already got my shit in order. I'm saying top 10 because I wrote
right,
the other
fuck
5
it.
niggas. All right,
Fine,
so
fuck it.
Oh, if you're saying, do I say it then?
yeah, say your niggas.
All right, fine, we're doing it.
I'm giving a top
All
5.
right, so
Y'all
all right,
trick.
fine, because we're working this. All
Some
right.
of our people are lazy. They
All right,
can't count past 5.
fine.
No,
So
some
we're
motherfuckers just say shit last second.
so if we're some people just like to point the finger and blame, right? It's called accountability, George.
You're right. It's my
All right.
fault.
Jay and I were talking about earlier, accountability. Learn the
Right,
words.
it's fucking me.
Anyway.
Go.
So we're doing 6 through 10. All right. I'm gonna go Ice Cube,
Yes.
Nas, Jay-Z, Ludacris. I feel like Ludacris is super underrated. I love Ludacris.
Slept on.
He
And-
is slept on.
And for 10, I'm gonna put Method Man.
Okay.
I like Method Man a lot.
Argument.
Sterling.
All right. Tupac, right? Keep your head up, right? A lot of the fucking culture that he imparted upon hip hop in the 90s, I don't think it can be understated. All right. So Tupac, number 1. Biggie Smalls. I'm from Brooklyn. Love that nigga. He was a large part of what I used to listen to when I grew up. So Biggie Smalls 2. J. Motherfucking Cole. Jermaine Lamar. All right. Number 3. That nigga's my favorite. All right. Kanye West 4. He was like, I was between Kanye West and J. Cole at 3, right? Just because of, college dropout, graduation, all the shit that he released.
What a shame.
What a shame.
Oh my God. What could have
Felt
been?
like that nigga was so great, right? But then when I
Years ahead of his
remember
fucking
when
time.
when J. Cole dropped that freestyle addressing Kanye West's craziness, that's when I was like, okay, J. Cole's slightly Kanye. I'm like, all right, fine. So Kanye West 4. Then we got that's 5.
All right.
Right? 6 is Nas. J. Cole obviously learned from Nas. Nas is Jiraiya. J. Cole's Naruto. All right. Ludacris, 7.
Did you just call Nas a pervert?
Huh?
Did you just call Nas a pervert, Loki?
No, he didn't say all of Jiraiya.
Oh, okay.
The sensei
That's
part.
a pretty big fucking part of Jiraiya's
the
character.
sensei part, yeah.
Okay.
He might be pervy, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I guess we don't know him.
7's Luda. Luda's super slept
He
on.
really is.
Super.
I think that this dude had some fucking verses that could be definitely compared to
The
some
fancy
of the
cars.
lyrics, man.
The women and the caviar.
Those hooks are
Yo,
dope.
what?
Anyway,
All right.
after Luda, Snoop Dogg, Drake, I had to end up. I hate putting Drake
I don't agree with
in
this.
the top 10, but I had to. Don't get me wrong.
There's nothing wrong
ass
with that.
I'm
bitch.
not
No.
There's nothing
pandering.
wrong with that.
I'm not.
Tell me if there's a
pandering.
more quotable rapper in history than Drake.
That's
I don't know
Drizzy.
about that. Quotable.
Quotable.
This nigga
Everything
came out
he
in like
says is a
2010.
quote.
It's
Yo,
2021. this nigga
Exactly.
still popping.
Dog, not even like fucking Isaac Newton has
Because
more
he
quotes than
knows
this
the
man.
game. He
That's what I'm
knows
saying.
mainstream.
That's a different list. We're not talking. This is supposed to be a list of skill, and you're taking all this other shit into account. Just because he knows that. Look, I'm not knocking his skill for the record. I'm just not saying he's top 10 of all time. Him knowing how to work the game is a completely different matter. But I'm not saying he has no skill.
Oh, hold up.
Just not top 10.
I'm gonna end it with this. Look, this podcast, right? We always out here trying to come up with topics, new content to fucking talk about on the podcast. It is fucking difficult, right? To come up with fucking content week to week.
And y'all
to
don't
week
appreciate
to
shit,
week
to be real.
week. Yeah, you motherfuckers are
Yeah,
unappreciative.
all three of you.
Anyway,
Hey, 4.
fucking Drake, right? Drake does it on the consistent basis for like 12 years.
Okay, hold up, hold
Whole
up, hold up,
albums
hold
were
up,
dropping
hold up,
mixtapes and it's
hold up.
consistent.
He has
right,
all the
hold on,
girls
hold on,
quoting
hold on,
his shit on their Instagram bios.
Give
bro.
this
Come on.
nigga his
Let's
credit.
be real. Let's be real.
Okay.
Like 40 to 50% are just shit about drinking and clubbing. All right. Let's not be here like, yo, originality every time. Let's calm down. All right. Again, I'm not saying I'm hating on him, but I feel like I gotta balance it out. Y'all are doing all this.
He never releases garbage though.
I didn't. But he knows how to play the game. He knows how to get out of people. It doesn't mean he is the most skilled at lyricism or being a rapper. That means he understands the game. And he's good enough to maintain that.
Most rappers, if they try to do what Drake does, they release hot garbage every other month.
I'm much more inclined to believe if you tell me it's due to his intelligence than the lyricism aspect of it. Intelligence with music industry, whatever the fuck it is.
Now, again,
But whatever.
it's
Continue.
not
Here's
just
the-
lyricism. Drake has his flow is top 5. Drake has very good flow. I will say that.
Of current rappers, yes. Current. But
Okay,
all
fine.
time. We're all on
Whatever,
time.
right?
Oh, really,
but he's
bro?
top 5.
Yeah.
His flow is top 5. Now his
flow.
lyricism, I wouldn't say it's top 5, but his flow
I'd say it's
definitely is.
top 10.
His voice,
But what makes
his voice is
flow?
top 5. What makes his flow?
Just like the speed with the beat.
The way
he works his lyrics with that flow,
and
yeah,
his rhyme
yeah, yeah.
scheme.
To me, that
And
doesn't
his
stick
quotable.
I agree with Danny. I don't think that's a
agree.
good enough reason because he's not unique enough like Eminem to say Eminem's flow. Eminem has a very unique way of the way he words and pronounces things.
Drake's flow is very melodious.
He's good with his flow, but I don't think it's anything that's above what.
You don't think it's special?
I think
Not
it's
really.
good for like this generation,
think
but
it's
I don't
good.
think it's anything above.
We're talking top 10 of all time. That's the thing of all time. But whatever.
That combined with his popularity, with his consistency, with the sheer amount of fucking
sir.
product he puts in the streets, makes him a top 10 prospect.
And I agree with what Chris is saying, man. When someone can constantly produce things that are just so popular, and it's for a reason. It's not just because everybody's just eating shit. Like his stuff is good. His stuff is so consistently good. May it be the best thing that you've ever heard in your life? Probably not. But all of his shit is so good, and it becomes mainstream. Not because mainstream is mainstream, but because his shit is just that good.
No, I'm not saying it's
anybody
bad.
can fall off of light, no matter how good they are. But not Drake.
I'm not saying
Why is
it's
that?
bad. I'm just saying I think it's more like he does have skill, but I think he has an equal sense for business of the music industry, and he understands what to do with that knowledge. And I think that's what
Don't
leads
get
to
it
So
twisted.
look, if we're talking rappers of all time, if you want to have a conversation about consistency or running the music industry or being all the shit or being a label and a brand in general, we can put Drake up there. We can put the Jay-Z. These people are doing that. That's a different list entirely.
Okay.
But I digress. You didn't finish, my friend.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
what I
was
was
your top
gonna say was, don't get it twisted. I am not a Drake stan. I promise you, people
we
in
know.
the streets. I am not advocating for Drake. I am just trying to be fair, my
That's
brother.
such a bitch cop out. Don't
hold on,
do
I'm
that.
not being
Just
a
own
cop
up to your
out.
list.
I'm not being a
Own
cop
up to your
out.
list.
Hold up.
It's fine.
I had
There's
to
truth to
put
what
him.
he's saying, though.
I
It's
was
just-
forced to put him on the list. to
You're
be
not.
fair. All right, but what I'm trying to tell you is, I'm not one of these niggas that's like, Drake is top 3. Drake is the best in the game. But I think he does
To be
deserve.
fair,
You know
I
what's
never
wrong,
even hear
though?
you talk about Drake.
You know,
I don't.
you know what's strong though with your logic? By your logic, if hypothetically it goes another 8 years and Drake is still as relevant, you're gonna be like, I have to put him at 2 now above Pac, and I'm like, no, bro, or above Eminem, and I'm like, okay, now we're reaching. You know what I'm saying? That's the flaw with this logic. Where does this end?
But I mean,
if it's
dog, why would he
if
be
you're
that
only-
popular for so
If you're
long?
only measuring it, but you're not gonna put him above Pac or Eminem? No.
Tom Brady.
What about Tom Brady?
43, winning Super Bowls.
Can we please stop talking about? Why do you keep bringing him up?
I'm sorry.
In every single episode.
You have a disease.
Like, when you lose money to a nigga like that, you just...
You just pay your
Next
respects.
episode is an
this nigga
intervention.
lives in my head rent free.
We're gonna find you every single time
he
you
took all that
mention his
money.
name.
It's not free.
He took all of it.
It's either $5 a person or you buy us a drink.
I can't
every time
afford
you
it.
mention his name.
Get it
All right,
from
then
Tom.
stop saying it.
Get it from Mr. Brady.
Stop saying it.
Stop giving your money.
But I do feel like Drizzy is a staple of the generation. You can't,
He is.
in the same way. Oh God, I gotta stop.
That's a perfect way of putting it.
All right, so we could put
generation.
it. We could put him top 10 hip hop artists.
Absolutely.
Okay, but
I'm not putting him top 10 hip hop
Rappers.
I agree.
artists.
So then, what's your list
Well,
then?
my list is a little bit all over the place.
Oh, by the
This
way,
is-
my last one was Jay-Z.
This
Go
is
on.
not in any order, but this is what
Wait,
I
wait,
got.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. How about we have George?
You want me?
Because yours is going to be super controversial. And I know we're going to debate about yours a lot.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, mine is a little bit more clear cut. And I mean, so we think. In no particular order. to be
Black
very
Eyed
clear.
Peas 5 times.
Yeah, right, bro. I had COVID. I lost my smell and my taste, but not that much.
Your
all
sense of
right?
hearing
I
is
Not
still-
my hearing.
My hearing's still there. All right? I'm still good.
You see George just jamming to Will Smith.
Well,
Get jiggy with it.
On his rap to sell records.
Gangnam Style.
Anyway, I would fucking put, in no particular order, I'd put Eminem, J. Cole, okay, Biggie. I'm only giving a top 5. Biggie.
2 niggas.
I got Kanye.
Fair.
Oh, Kanye. And my very last one, I put Nas. You know, I was thinking between, Jay-Z and Nas, but I'll put Jay-Z as number 6. But I'm just giving my, for my top 5, I'll put.
Would you believe there's this one crazy chick I ran into in like a hallway once that told me Jay-Z don't deserve to be top 10?
She crazy.
Yeah, she's smoking that crack
Jay-Z
cocaine.
is my number 6 only because I would put Nas before him. But lyrically,
I mean, he ethered the fuck out of him, so I mean, you gotta give him that edge, right?
exactly.
Nas clapped
There was some
Jay-Z.
fucking crazy
Nas
shit.
clapped
Yeah, dick sucking lips. Sorry, Jay.
Jay-Z was like, it's your boy. Then he was like, my bad. All right, there you go.
But yeah, that's my top 5, and then I'll just throw Jay-Z in there because he needs that respect. You're right there, dog. You're right there.
Real
but I'll put
quick,
Nas.
when Nas in that Ether track said that this nigga is 33 still trying to learn Taekwondo, I'm not gonna lie, that made me chuckle. That shit
He said a
hurt.
lot of shit. He said a lot of shit.
He said a lot of motherfucking shit.
I love seeing rap beat, bro. It's so fun to watch.
But we don't see enough rap beef anymore.
We don't.
And I know
miss
that's
it.
kind of good because that means people are getting along now. But sometimes,
No, we can have like rap
Competitive?
beef. It doesn't have to just escalate to guns, but we can have rap beef enough that we have some songs out of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
yo.
Like remember Eminem, the Mariah Carey diss. You got Eminem, Cannabitch.
Well, yeah. Mariah
His
Carey's
diss
not rapping
tracks.
though.
I know, but that was Nick Cannon tried. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, kind of bitch, and then also that
Nick Cannon
that
tried.
warning for
Mariah?
that warning song from Mariah and Nick Cannon.
I remember I tried to
That
hear
was murder.
I
on a
tried to hear Nick
lyrical
Cannon's
level.
like rebuttal. I think I got 10 seconds in and I'm like, I don't know why I thought it was gonna be
what
different.
the fuck do you reply to? Yeah, I got the same tat that's on Nick's back, and then talking about how Mariah putting 2 CDs in the same slot.
Yeah. You want to hear something wig
What do you say about? Yeah, you want to hear something
something
wig
wick
whack?
whack?
I got the same
exact same.
tag that's on Nick's back.
Exactly.
Yeah, that type of shit. It was like, But if I'm embarrassing me, I'm embarrassing you. And don't you dare say it isn't true. Bro, after talking about all her alcoholic shit, about her talking about him and his boy fucking DPing the shit out of her.
He basically, if you think about it, he 8-miled her because he started insulting himself. And then I'm like, what did she say to him?
That's what he insulted her. It's like, tell him something they don't know about me. That's exactly what the fuck he did. He's like, listen, I'm going to roast myself so bad that there's nothing you can say. And what are you gonna
say?
Career.
I got so excited, I ended up busting prematurely, and you almost started hurling. Like
Eminem is the nastiest battle rapper in like the top 25.
No.
Of rappers.
The nastiest.
He might be. He might be nastiest.
Chris. How many people have been stupid enough? The last one being Machine Gun Kelly to try this man.
Oh yeah, MGK.
You know what happens when you try Eminem.
I don't think Eminem's lost beef. Has Eminem lost beef?
That last beef though was very.
Don't vary nothing.
Did you see that MGK came out with like a little guitar song now?
Never fall in love again.
That's what happens when you lose to Eminem.
That beef was.
That's what he broke him and he changed genres.
This nigga went pop.
It was a waste of time because.
For both of them,
Machine Gun Kelly.
I don't think Eminem's diss was anything special. Come on, bro. You really listen to this?
Eminem smack.
Listen,
okay, I've heard good shit from him. That was like okay. That was better than MGK's, but it's like
it was better. But that's the point.
Like you're battling against MGK. Like who gives a shit?
Exactly. But he did it anyway. The point in that is that don't be using my name to give yourself some clout. All right. If you're gonna be bringing me up and talking shit, you better be ready for what's gonna come after.
Now, I don't think his shit was bad either, though. I don't think MGK's was bad.
No, MGK's song. The thing about it, that's the bitch of things. MGK's song was something that you can play on the radio because the beat was there. You know, it's just like hard. But then when you listen to it, Eminem shit is just like ending your life type of shit.
MGK trying too hard. I'm sorry.
Yeah, MGK tried too hard. And Eminem didn't even try. He just put a song that isn't something that you put on a daily basis, but you know it's just like, all right.
To me, it's like, okay, listen, I have to respond just because you're talking mad shit to me, but I'm not really going to
You're not really worth the effort. You're not worth the effort.
And despite all that, look where he ends up. I promise myself I'll never fall in love.
I mean,
I love that
he's
face.
dating Megan Fox, and so I feel like he's still winning. Am I wrong?
Who? You feel like who's still winning?
MGK.
In what motherfucking way?
Winning what?
He's dating Megan Fox.
How do you feel about her, George? Shit.
Like, how do you feel about him winning? Like what?
Megan Fox.
Oh, Megan Fox. Okay.
I'm just saying. Like, I think he's living a good life right now.
Is Machine Gun Kelly living a better life than the four of us? More than likely. I think that's fair to say.
I think you should at least try to say no, not me.
Definitely not me.
Jenny, he loves.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, the dude.
Capped.
Now my girlfriend's gonna kill me. That's not what I meant.
1080p, baby.
1080p.
We got you.
You got me in 1080p.
All right, but what am I starting with? Am I starting with the top 5, top 10? What am I doing right now?
Do the top 10.
If you have a top
5 or top 10.
I don't have an order. I don't have an order. So we're starting. I'm gonna just list people that I think are better or more impactful than J. Cole. So I got Biggie. I got Tupac.
Cut his
mic. You're setting him off.
Can you let me speak? Let me do my thing. I barely get to talk.
You're already wrong.
It's my turn, bitch.
You're already wrong.
No,
all right?
That is false. You get all the opportunities to talk.
Technically,
you guys are doing it right now.
Technically, I'm agreeing with him so far.
You're right.
Thank you. All right, I got Biggie. I got Tupac. I got Eminem. I got Kendrick Lamar. I got Kanye. I got Nas.
What?
I got Snoop Dogg.
What is he saying?
I don't know how many people I listed right there, but
you put Snoop over J. Cole.
In terms of impact, absolutely. There was a point where Snoop Dogg was bigger than Tupac.
You're saying biggest impact, but like that's a different argument. I'm saying your opinion, rapper, not impact on society. I'm saying rapper, best rapper.
Okay, but what terms their impact? How they rap, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like whatever they were talking about at their point in their life
was more impactful than what J. Cole's.
But by that logic, why isn't Ice Cube at like the top of your list? Right? They started that's
because
what I'm
Ice Cube was in a group. He wasn't by himself.
But Ice Cube was the backbone of the group.
I
don't know,
shit, bro.
It was all of them.
No,
bro. No.
Nobody.
He wrote Eazy-E shit, right? Granted, Dr. Dre did everything himself. Like that, he held his own fucking weight. I'm not gonna say
Dr.
shit.
Dre's on some other thing.
He wrote Eazy-E shit.
Okay.
MC Ren wrote his shit, but to be fair, it's MC Ren. All right. And that's kind of it. Like everyone else is kind of irrelevant.
So would I be wrong for me to put Ice Cube over J. Cole? You're making the argument for me.
If you're saying impact, yes. If you're saying skill,
But what
I
determines
disagree.
their impact? What they're talking about? What they're rapping about?
I understand,
J.
but
Cole,
by that logic,
how many good albums does J. Cole have?
but that's not
Good.
fair.
Why not?
By that logic, J. Cole would beat Ice Cube in your mind simply if they had switched places in time. If J. Cole had been there and started NWA, okay, now he wins because of that. That's not skill. That is simply an impact
Being
he had on
there
society.
first.
That doesn't mean Ice Cube's bad. You
got a
have
point.
skill to have impact.
I'm not saying that he's bad though.
No, I know you're not. I'm saying that you have to have skill to have impact. But we're talking most skilled rappers.
I
of
can
all
also
time.
put guys like Rakim, Andre 3000, Ghostface Killer from Wu-Tang.
all over J. Cole.
Absolutely. If we're talking skill, it's different. But,
Okay, skill,
But,
that's what we're
but these
asking.
guys are more mainstream. I'm sorry, Andre.
Underground.
I mean, Andre is from Outkast. Ghostface Killer's Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and then fucking Rakim for most people.
Wait, you can put Ghostface Killer over Myth?
Yes, absolutely.
You tripping.
No, I'm not. If you want to do some homework, I'll happily show you. But anyways,
I'll happily show you.
but the Kendrick Lamar thing, I've always been Kendrick Lamar is my dude. I think his music is
Lyrically,
bigger.
his shit is.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I
We're
think
talking
it's time
lyrically.
we reveal to the audience that we actually put drugs in his drink before he released his
if
opinion.
a hip hop album could win a Pulitzer Award, how are you gonna tell me that he's less than J.
This
Cole?
nigga Kendrick
How are you gonna
is
tell me
not
no?
better than Cole, bro.
No, he's not better. He's 1,000 times better
And-
than J. Cole.
Oh, so,
and it's not
so
even
why did J.
close.
Cole have to save him from P. Diddy?
Out of pocket.
So why
we
did J.
did
Cole
talk
have to
about
save
P.
him
Diddy.
from P.
That
Diddy?
was like
J. Cole
Bloods.
had to save him
That
from
was
P. Diddy.
Bloods and Crips uniting together. That's exactly what it was.
J. Cole had to save that nigga.
If we wanna
J. Cole
talk about-
Superman, this nigga Batman, he ain't got no powers.
Oh, whoa. Calm the fuck down.
He ain't
Calm
got
the
no
fuck down.
powers.
All right, calm down. I was on your side. All right.
Until you said Batman.
I can't let you
Stay
disrespect.
your rich ass home.
Hey, I know how to cash a check. All right. Remember that. You cash a check.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm just saying.
Look, obviously, our opinions are subjective.
Sure.
I would
Some are
prefer,
wrong.
for the most part, to listen to a J. Cole track than I would a Kendrick Lamar track. But I think lyrically, Kendrick Lamar is miles above J. Cole.
I wouldn't say miles.
I disagree.
I wouldn't say miles.
Easily.
I'd say they're on par.
I wouldn't
If
say
anything.
centimeters.
Easily.
Centimeters, yeah, centimeters.
So you guys are slowly starting to agree with me.
No, I say I
no,
wouldn't say
no.
centimeters.
no. You,
I don't
Doc,
agree
you're
with
saying
you. That's
miles,
fine.
we're saying centimeters. That's not agreeing with you. That's us telling you they're literally at most on par.
Jake, at
Because
most,
because
most
J.
on
Cole
par.
puts out more hits.
he does.
To me,
but
Kendrick
no, it's not
Lamar.
about hits.
No.
Hold on. Kendrick Lamar to me is kind of like a Biggie. I'm sorry, like a Tupac, where he's more socially influenced about what he talks about, especially with "To Pimp a Butterfly," where it was all about police brutality, and then he has songs where it's like, you know what, we got to deal with this as a community, but we're gonna be okay.
To me,
We're gonna be all right.
Kendrick Lamar, I like him, but he's more of a West Coast affiliated type rapper. I feel like you got to be more from the West Coast.
I'm very resonated with
fuck
East
that.
Coast.
I
I'm
don't
very
care about
resonated with
I
East
don't
Coast.
fuck with it.
I don't care.
That's why I fuck with all the New York rappers, and you know this.
I-
No, yeah, and I get what he's saying.
Which
You
is
can
why
hear the
you're
different
confusing me
styles.
right
Sure.
now.
And I noticed I tend to prefer East, but my beef with not beef. My
whole thing.
not
Hang up.
understanding your love for Kendrick is not because of the style of East. It's just I just don't see it.
It's fine. We don't see eye to eye.
His flow is
But
not
any-
superior to Cole's, right?
In
His
what
flow
sense?
is not his-
No, but Kendrick
We
has
had
a-
the same
Ken-
argument on Black Friday when they were on the same song. I told you.
Oh, come
Cole's
on, bro.
verse was
How many-
better.
how many-
and I'm sick.
How many
of
times?
this continuous?
I'm not gonna say the word, but how many times did J. Cole rhyme that word with that word?
Nigga.
And you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. At least half of the
And it
song.
was fire. And it
Come
was
on,
fire.
man.
I'm sorry. I'm
You
sorry.
gotta tell me who put more work into the rhyme scheme.
I disagree with you.
Come on, son.
I'm gonna have to
Come
disagree. I
on.
politely-
And I'm not saying that J. Cole didn't kill it because he murked that shit, you know. But I think Kendrick's was
the
superior in that
nuances
one.
of J. Cole's rhyme schemes are always and consistently more impressive. What's that song that he
I have
got
a question.
with Janet Jackson on? Kendrick
No
Lamar can't do
Sleep.
that.
That's
And that's another thing.
He did a song with Mary J. Blige, bro.
J. Cole has more, like, he can do more things.
He has
agree with
a
Wider
wider
variety.
music palette. I agree, 100%. He's like a Drake.
But-
That's what he is. But we're
like a
talking
Drake.
rapping, right? We're talking pure rap
Dog, you're
skill.
tripping.
We're talking lyricism.
Tripping.
And
His
that's
lyrics
why-
are off the fucking charts.
I'm not saying he's not bad though.
No, I understand, but it's crazy that you're putting Kendrick above him. Like when I hear a Kendrick song,
That's me though.
I'm
That's
okay with
just
you
me.
putting him above him,
That's
but when you
just
say
me.
miles above him lyrically, you're on some shit.
Miles?
dog. I'm with Chris, bro. We spiked your shit.
Yo,
you
y'all
do it
didn't put
purposely?
enough.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I ain't put enough because I'm feeling good right now. Y'all motherfuckers tripping right now.
I
Is
hate
what
this
I'm
nigga.
saying.
I hate this man. All right.
Is your list over?
Wait, what do you
You're
mean?
making my ears bleed.
I mean,
this bullshit.
you want to keep going? No, I don't have much else. I mean, I'll put Lil Wayne above J. Cole.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Shut up, Danny. You're fucking around. You're fucking around.
I'll
Bro,
say this.
Like on God?
I'll say this. Lil Wayne has better
Clickbait.
quantity-wise.
This is all clickbait at this point. This is all clickbait.
I
Quantity-wise.
fucking love Lil Wayne.
That's all I'm saying.
But no.
Quantity, not quality.
On the real, how much they paying you?
Yes.
Is it because Cole didn't answer your letters? Is it some Stan shit like your butt hurt? That makes sense.
Bitch ass motherfucker.
I wrote you,
Bro,
but I still
I'm
ain't
just-
called.
I've been trying to
saying.
go to his pen for a while. He
Lil
doesn't want me to come
Wayne?
through. I'm kidding, son.
That's why. Okay.
No, wait. Were you kidding or were you serious? The audience.
I thought you were serious.
I'm kidding.
I thought you were
okay.
serious.
With
for a
Lil
second.
Wayne.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
You
serious.
actually gave me a
I'll put him in my top 10, but not top 5.
Lil Wayne is very underrated.
He is underrated.
Okay, fine.
That's an argument we could all agree with,
yeah,
but
that's
I wouldn't put him in the top 5. Top 10?
But I wouldn't put J. Cole in my top 5 either.
Damn.
Top 10 though.
Top 10?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like he says yes,
But I
it's
gotta.
it's like
but
10.
the thing is, like, I
It's
gotta.
the
I
bottom
gotta
of
flip some people, man. I really gotta do. And
You got some homework to do, Danny, because
He should be.
I don't know.
You got soul searching to do.
all I
he
do
should
is
be
homework.
6
All I do is
at
homework.
worst on your list. I'm sorry, 6 at worst.
6.
6.
I don't know, man.
and that's
the thing,
pushing.
bro, here's the thing. If you listen to his mixtapes, I know you guys know how good his mixtapes are.
Oh my God, so good.
They're much better compared to the variety of his albums.
doesn't matter.
But see, even if
That's
you
still
look
his
at
songs.
like I've heard like a wide variety of Kendrick shit. I've heard a wide variety of Cole shit, and like even if we're including mixtapes, I have never heard a rap album like Friday Night Lights. To be really real with you,
Me neither. To
No.
me, I think that's his best project.
That alone shows me
to
what
me,
he's
that's his-
capable of.
The come up and Friday Night Lights.
That's
is too
what
much.
I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, that's what shows me. I'm like, okay, you are definitely top 5. Fuck Kendrick. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Not fuck Kendrick. No. He's in my top 10.
I say fuck Kendrick to balance out the miles behind Cole accusation.
Gotcha. Yeah. Miles, no. Centimeters.
At most.
Light years.
Maximum.
Light years.
I'm gonna just keep going up.
Fuck it.
Now you're just doubling down. Now you're just trying to piss us off.
I'll hold my shit.
He's so annoying.
Anyways,
You're so annoying.
where are we going from here?
How can you be wearing those glasses for the first time and still not see that
Very
this nigga's
carefully.
the best? This nigga's the GOAT.
Bro, it's like you guys are trying to make me hate
4
J.
eyes
Cole,
and he
man.
can't
I
see the
love the
truth.
motherfucker, man.
You just here to
I
hurt my
love J.
feelings.
Cole.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What's a show without any controversy?
All right, whatever. Can we
just
move
trying
on
to
to the
piss
next?
on
one?
it.
Hey, he's a
Okay.
necessary evil.
You gonna
all
tell me
right?
I'm wrong?
Awful.
You gonna tell me I'm wrong?
I've been literally saying
Anyways.
you're wrong the whole time.
Yeah, we've been.
Hold on. Can you put the camera to me?
It's on you.
Kendrick Lamar, it's been 4 fucking years since you put out Damn. I need another one immediately with some J. Cole features because that's what everybody wants.
Until
You're gonna
the
tell me I'm
homies-
wrong because I know you've been waiting for that shit
been waiting
since
for it.
fucking February.
Everybody's been waiting
Cut.
for that. Everybody. No cut.
No,
Everybody's been waiting for
no.
Kendrick.
You know what the song I'm
No,
referring to.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. I've been waiting for that shit. But Kendrick, come out with that shit so we can finally put to rest this
Y'all keep
debate.
talking because I gotta.
No, are you serious?
Yes, I am.
It's all right. We do this every now and then. Don't worry.
Splash some water on your face to like wear off the narcotics we gave you, so you can start to make sense whenever you come back.
Why are you laughing, Danny?
Anyway, so let's move on to the next topic.
Tell
So
me.
final topic, right? Let's move on to the next thing, real quick.
Miles?
Miles.
Miles.
Yeah,
Man said
niggas-
no. He
Miles.
doubled down. He doubled down. Don't forget. He said light years.
Light years.
Light years.
Light years.
Light years. How do you measure that?
You know, as I get
By light.
older,
No, he's crazy.
niggas grow apart, and I don't think me and Daniel are the same. I knew this nigga since middle school. He's not the same. He done switched up. I don't know that nigga like I used to.
I don't know who you are anymore.
Yo, like I was talking to Andres. Andres was like, I don't think his opinion on music is gonna be that good. I'm like, my nigga Danny wouldn't trip.
I did not
what's
say
funny?
that. That is not what I said.
I was here defending
is
him.
not what I
Andres was
said.
shit on him like this
That's
nigga doesn't have
not
good taste.
what I said.
No. He hurt his brother, and his brother
His
be
brother,
talking
yes,
that
I
wild
said his
shit.
brother.
And he's like, some of that shit has rubbed off on Danny. I'm like, no.
I said controversial. I feel like he'd have a controversial list. I didn't say it'd be a shit list.
You didn't say he was shit straight on everything that we
But
thought would be
then,
true.
but his brother's list, that was shit.
This nigga's out here throwing more interceptions than Jameis Winston with his.
Yandel, we love you, dog, but every now and then you say some fucked up
For,
shit
for-
when it
for
comes
the
to your music
fans,
choice.
I'm gonna get some examples of his brother's rap opinions next time, and I'm gonna bring it back here. Y'all remember this, and you'll see how trash it is.
awful, awful, hot garbage. But
Oh.
anyway, so on a completely different topic, I was at my, I have this friend, right? So she's with this nigga, right? and this nigga pays for her car, which is under her name, her crib, which is under her name, her clothes, not under her name, but it's not like she gonna wear.
I found Jay. You got Jay's attention all of a sudden.
Right?
He's looking at you like, damn.
Pays
like
for
that?
all her shit, her heels, all that. What you need?
Glass.
You need the glass? Yep. All her bullshit, right? And they're not married, right? They're just boyfriend and girlfriend. So that leads me to my topic. All this equality shit, right? I was thinking, not that I hate paying for my date. I don't mind it. I'm just saying, why are we still in the 21st century paying for our dates? Is there a particular reason?
I think so.
Go. What's the reason?
I think that, well, one, societal norms, sure, and you say the 21st century, so things should change, maybe. But think about it, Chris. As a species, just species-wise, right? And this happens a lot in the animal kingdom through a lot of different species, but in particular ours. We, as males, right, our job is to get the attention of the females, right, above that of the other males, right? Mm-hmm. How do we do so? Well, whether it
with
may
the
be
bread, with the shmoney.
Depending on what generation
I get where it was going. Like I get what he's saying. It's a biological thing.
It's a biological thing at the end of the day.
At beginning of time, or when beginning of humans, it was like, I bring food. Here you go. That was it.
Well,
now it's money.
I protect. I'm
money.
strong. I can take care of you. Okay. Oh, that's the guy to go for it. Now it's money.
Now it's money. Money because everything's money.
Everything is money because money buys security.
They be coming up with all these R&B songs talking about, it's all about the love. It's all about the romance. I'm saying keep it 100 with me.
Bullshit.
Keep it 100 with me.
Bullshit.
So, all right, so he's straight up saying it.
Bullshit.
Yo, on the real, speaking of R&B songs, I'm actually saying there's a good amount of R&B songs about independent females that will pay for shit. You got Miss Independent. She got her own. Ladies, you don't know how attractive that is, believe me. That is so fucking
Of course it is.
Like me, I'm good for paying. Like, I agree with you, right? Equality wise, it shouldn't be a thing.
It shouldn't.
But it's a custom that's so ingrained in me. I'm like, you know what? I don't really care to try to divulge and fix that. Fuck it. That's too much. I'm just whatever. I'll pay. But if she at least attempts to pay for half or whatever, that's a different chord. I'm like, you just stood up above everybody else now.
That's me right there.
Because like if you
If
like,
you're at least
I know I'm gonna pay.
Yeah, for the most part, in my mind, I'm gonna pay. But if at least you're showing that you're willing, that's enough.
And not the game. You can tell the difference. Some of them do the game where they'll reach and then all of a sudden their hand just takes a little bit too long. No, I don't mean that bullshit. I mean they really reach, and you gotta
You throw that bitch down.
yeah. I hate that game. I'd rather you just be real with me. Just look at me while I'm paying. Don't do that shit.
But Chris, to simply answer what you're saying personally, what I think is like address it biologically, right? It's that whole thing of, we're proving to you why we are a better pick versus that other guy. Because at the end of the day, pussy is power and dick is a worthless currency. And we've talked about this many times before, right? So you need to prove why your dick is worth more than the other dick.
So
right?
You know what I think the real question is?
What is it?
I think the real question, right, is so in something like in a gay relationship or like a lesbian relationship or even with a transgender, in that case, who would pay? Because I mean,
the one who acts like the guy.
That's what
I've seen most of the time, bro. It's for
Hold up, but what if what if it's
two?
two females that are like equally female?
I've seen that.
We gotta ask them. I don't know. We gotta ask them.
I assume they flip a coin.
Do you think that was a conversation on the first date?
Damn, I
like
didn't know about that.
at one point, halfway through, they're like, "All right, let's the elephant in the room. Who's paying?"
I never thought about that.
What if it's like really awkward on lesbian dates and they're like, no, you.
You know what I think it is? You know what I think it is?
You got Jay rolling.
You got such contagious laughter.
Jay's so funny. What do you think, Jay?
The outside laughter is the fucking best shit.
Yeah, Jay's there rolling it, and he just.
We got a laugh track.
The laughter's automated.
All right, but how are they dressed? Are they dressed identically?
No,
Maybe it's
they
whoever
both wear
invited who.
dresses.
Maybe it's whoever invited who.
Whoever started the date.
Whoever has bigger boobs
That's
So
what?
whoever has the bigger boobs doesn't pay?
does pay.
Does?
Yes.
What if the one with the bigger boobs is the poor one? That's a bitch. The fuck?
We need some sort of dynamic, bro.
Why can't they just discuss it like, oh, who's paying?
That shit.
I really think it would just fall down to whoever invited who on the real.
Maybe.
Probably, right? No, that's the most
Ladies,
aggressive,
comment
right?
down. If there's a lesbian couple over here where it's two very feminine females in that relationship.
We just started so many fights. Am I feminine? We just started so many fights.
If we did or we didn't, just let us know, please. We're curious.
If y'all are struggling with trying to figure out, I solve all my issues like that. Rock, paper, scissors. Nobody can be mad over rock, paper, scissors. I just rock paper scissors.
But that's
that
what I'm
bitch.
saying. Maybe they just rock paper scissors that shit. You know, equality.
Equality.
I don't know why I bug me. I wouldn't do that. I would rather either we just split it, or if anything, if I know if we're just dating consistently, then I'll pay one, you pay one. That's fine.
Maybe that's how it works.
Or
I'm not about to. I don't know. This kills romance for me. If I'm just doing this shit, like
you
we're
pay
doing
for it, they pay for tip.
Huh?
What's wrong with them paying for tip?
and what we
Tip
alternate.
is 20%, so that means they pay 80% all the
You
time.
pay for the meal, but they pay for the tip.
So do we alternate, or that's just the rule going forward?
I mean, whatever you're comfortable
That's
with.
a bad deal.
No, for that I'll just pay for it. Though. I don't care about your fucking $10. The fuck, just keep that shit. I'll just pay.
This nigga said that's terrible negotiation.
That's a terrible.
No, it is terrible.
Like Donald Trump the shit out of this man. That's a horrible deal. Worst deal
I'm
I've
not
ever
saying
seen.
for every single time, but if they're willing, hey, look, you pay for this, I'll pay for tip, and then we can alternate.
This nigga's
whatever
on
it is.
Shark Tank. This nigga
Or
said that's
hey,
only 20%.
you pay for food,
Royalties.
Best I can do is
you
fine.
pay for food, I'll pay for drinks, type deal.
I drink a
guess.
lot.
Yeah,
And
bad deal.
there's some females that I've seen that they drink like a fish. I ain't trying to.
yo, that's happened to me before though. Like I remember.
You take it that time. That's how it works.
What?
Your thing.
The what?
Even if you meeting someone at random, you're just like, hey, I'm gonna pay this time because I invited you, and then the next time we meet up, if it's good, then I'll pay that time.
So you're saying the one who's inviting should pay?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I think Jay's one of the most polite individuals I've ever met. That's a polite answer. Like he's
That was
so
reasonable.
polite. Even in his text, he's
Right
like,
before he headbutts his
even in his
roommate
text,
for
I'm
being
like,
a dick.
hey, and then I get to the point, and he's like, hey, how are you? Hope you're having a good morning. And then he'll continue, and I'm like, that's so polite. Why?
I know that blunt must have been hitting for Jay. This
Jay.
nigga was not that polite coming in.
Jay, hold on, what's your
That
number?
nigga
I need some good vibes in the morning.
Yeah.
Yo, what?
This nigga hit every. You know how girls want a good morning text? This nigga hits his whole contact list with a good morning text. That's so nice.
Yo, on the real though, I can't stand some morning people. So my boy Alejandro's one of those dudes that like it'll be like 9:30 and he'll want to walk outside and be like morning and fucking like shake you like just to fuck with you. But he'll like he'll sing, he'll want to fuck around with you, he wants to poke you, he wants to play like he's awake now and he's like a kid and I'm just
He's
like,
like a
no, I
dog.
will hit you. I'll hit you.
He's like a dog.
I will backhand you back.
He's literally like a puppy that's just ready to go outside.
My eyes
Except
are
that puppy can shove the shit out of you like
On a
that.
weekend?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like,
on a weekend my eyes aren't open till 10 and I'm not conscious till 11. That's on
yeah,
a good weekend.
guaranteed.
That's somehow how it works, yeah.
So whatever. Back to this fucking dating shit. So that shit happened. She's telling me, "Oh yeah, I got this paid for. I got that I paid for." I actually
How
looked
do we
it
go on
up.
that tangent?
Right? Yeah, we're on a big ass.
Yeah,
tangent.
Every time.
So whatever. Back to our original topic because I wanted to like lead somewhere with it. 85% of men think that men should pay. Right? That's just our culture here. 78% of women, according to this survey that was taken, think that women should pay.
What survey was
Wait, repeat that. Repeat that.
What
Repeat
survey
that.
was that?
Men.
I think you said the reverse.
This is Chris.
Okay, no, I get what he's saying.
this is
Women-
from Chris's poll.
78%.
78% of the people that voted.
Stop. Repeat that again. Make sure we
He
got
said it
right.
wrong. He
All
said it
right,
wrong.
Stop. Go.
85% think that men should pay.
85% of whom?
Men.
Of men.
Okay.
They both think that men should pay. It's just like different.
And
different.
and most women think that men should pay.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
All right.
All right, there we
exactly.
go.
So the other day I was talking to, because I'm in sales, right? And I was thinking about the causes, and I think you're probably right about it being tradition and it being ingrained in our culture, et cetera, and so on and so forth. But that was too simple of an answer, so I had to come up with something clever.
I had to reinvent the wheel.
Exactly. So, right, here's what I came up with, right? I was talking to my homeboy, Marcelo. Shout out to my nigga. And he was talking, we're both in sales, and this nigga's really great at what he does. And sales is very psychological. And he was talking about how everything comes down to leverage in sales, right? Whoever has the most leverage will have the most capacity to influence the other party, right? And really, you can apply that psychology to anything in life, no matter who you're trying to influence to get X from, right? So in a relationship, when you're trying to holler at, your girl, your guy, whatever, it's all going to come down to leverage. It's a negotiation process,
As
right?
most things are.
I mean, that's
As
not
most
true. Yeah,
things
the
are.
power lies with the person that cares less.
Right.
That is true.
Which
Just very
reminded
romantic.
me of Niccolo Machiavelli and the Prince, right? So I actually looked up some quotes because there were some quotes that I read in his book that I felt like were extremely applicable to what we're talking about because negotiations lead to leverage leads to power, right? And Game of Thrones, which is one of my favorite fucking shows,
Until the end.
right? Until the end. But we're not talking about that right now. To me, it's only 6 seasons long.
Okay.
Varys the spider makes a commentary on the show, right, where he's like, power is but a shadow on the wall, right? It's only relies where you put your faith into it. So so long as you can convince the other party that you are the greatest holder of the greatest share of power, in this negotiation, you will be able to convince them to do whatever it is that you need them to do.
Like Cersei with power is power, not knowledge is power.
Type
that type
shit.
of shit.
I do actually kind of agree with that because I was going to rebuttal with that. So you were saying the way that your friend Marcelo explains it, he's mentioning leverage in a more not literal, but in a more literal sense. Because I understand it's sales, and his leverage is more like sales. You know, how to get them to stay, like how to manipulate certain words. I understand what he's trying to say. But in my opinion, the leverage he's really referring to, whether he knows or not, is more, it's a state of mind. It's not necessarily as concrete as he's making it seem. It's more just if you believe that you have this leverage, if you believe that you have this authority over the other individual,
I think that's exactly
and you
what
believe
it
it
means.
wholeheartedly, 9 times out of 10, they're going to fold. They're going to believe what you're believing because you believe it so
I think that's
wholeheartedly.
exactly what he meant. Leverage is not always something as black and white as, oh, I have firearms, you don't. Sometimes you just create the illusion of leverage.
It's just a state of mind.
And that works just as fucking well.
I agree.
This nigga, Nicolo, right? He says that men are driven by two chief principles, right? One being fear, the other being love, right? So long as you know how to trigger either fear or love in the person you're talking to, fear of, being rejected, fear of not being loved, right? Or love in that they love you so much that they're willing to do anything for you, right? You can pretty much influence them to whatever great limit you're looking for. I think that's extremely applicable to what we're talking about right here.
No, definitely. But see, I don't know. Whenever I've seen these movies and a lot of these like fucking dictators or whatever, these evil people like use fear to control these individuals, I always felt like that made no sense. I do feel like even love, even if it's fake, even if it's just a manipulation tool for these individuals, it will build a much stronger loyalty. If you were to break, like we see in Attack on Titan, the way that they showed love to these, I forgot their name. Was it the Eldians or the
Eldians?
The ones that were
the Eldians were being showed by the Marlians fake love, at least the soldiers.
Exactly. So that fake love inspired loyalty, like that crazy shit that they believe, no, this is my cause. Like that inspires that fear. Eventually will inspire a revolt of some kind.
That happened to Voldemort, yeah.
Now, mind you, could you stop it? Probably, but after a while, it's annoying putting out the fires. After a while, it's annoying putting out the fires. So I feel like love, even again, strictly as a lie.
It depends what your goal is. I was talking to my homegirl.
I guess long-term versus short-term.
Long-term versus short-term. I was telling her about this. I'm reading this new book called Pimp by Iceberg Slim. It's recommended by Dave Chappelle in one of his skits, right? So I'm reading the first chapter, right? And in the foreword, he's discussing about one of his interactions with one of his whores, right? He's dropping her off at her house after a long night of work where she was working the street corner. And he's ruminating in his mind about how a pimp has to be always on his P's and Q's because his women will always try to test him to make sure he's still in a dominant position over them, right? So he always has to keep a tight grip on their reins. So whatever. This is a pretty girl, a new whore that he's running in the streets, right? And the prettiest of his stock, and she's aware of that, which means she's aware of her value to him.
Okay.
Right? So
So he broke her.
She was the LeBron James.
Don't get ahead of me. Yeah, she's definitely a leading member of his basketball team that he's running.
Okay.
Right? So she gets upset with him because he only pops up at her crib to get her money, but never to show her romantic affection, right? He fucking responds back, don't fucking be telling me how to run my operation. You gonna be out here in the street tomorrow and you better not show me no fucking lip. I'm paraphrasing here. She is like, well, I might as well fucking just catch a train on my way back home, right? And you ain't gonna be able to fucking stop me. She's doing this shit in front of the other girls, knowing that public perception will swing power in her favor.
So now he feels he had. I mean, at that point,
She's
I'm not
trying to be
condoning it,
alpha.
but at that point, as a power play, he has to do something.
That's exactly what he thought. He recognized, and this is what's dope about this.
He
book.
thought she was testing him?
He knew that she was testing
She
him.
was, because she's a bad female. Bad females, you gotta break like the attitude. They have it.
He knew that she chose this very moment to do this because the other women were watching, and this was an extremely pivotal moment in the
dynamic.
The group dynamic.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he had to respond the correct way. Otherwise, not only would he lose control over her, he'd lose control over
the rest
group.
of them. Yeah, it's a
Right?
domino effect.
So he doesn't want to lose her as a girl to run because she's a fantastic source of income, right? But neither can he ask her to come back and try to placate her because then he looks weak in front of his other girls. So what does he do?
So it's like a double-edged sword.
A double-edged sword. So he's like, you know what, bitch, do what you want, you a nasty asshole, blah, 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 goes in on her, right? And says, you want to go the fuck home? I'll be back here after I'm dropping these hoes off, and you know what? I'll take your ass home. right? I'll fucking drop your ass off at the fucking train. You'll be out here in the fucking morning. He does that exact same thing that he says, right? Drops her ass off. And then as she's about to leave, she's like, Daddy, you really gonna let me leave? Daddy, please, I want to stay with you. Blah, blah, blah. She breaks. She breaks down.
She broke.
Exactly, because he berated her.
90% of people are bluffing all the time, bro. Everything's a bluff.
Have you guys
Yeah,
seen
it's like
that
he said,
South?
leverage. Just trying to see how much of that leverage they have against you.
He reversed the leverage on her.
And now he had all the leverage, and she's like, "Fuck."
Y'all seen that South Park episode where Butters he's
A pimp?
basically
A pimp, yeah.
exactly
what
Let
I'm
me,
talking about.
let me know when you want to make some real fucking money, bitch.
Yeah, so basically he has all these girls lined up. They're his hoes. He's the pimp, and they just make out with guys like in the back of the dump.
No way.
Yeah.
Like, in the back of the recess.
and he runs all of it. So whenever he sees like a girl, like a little girl walking around, like there's one part where the girl's like, "Oh, look at this purse. I want it, but it's like $20. How can I afford them?" And they're like fourth graders. How can I afford that? He's like, "Hey, bitch, I know you can make some real fucking money. Come here real quick."
But,
Like, literally,
it's like real nonchalant.
Yeah,
It's like,
like-
hey, what's up, bitch? Like,
He says
it's like-
it because he's like super polite.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah,
It
y'all gotta
is
show me this
Butters.
episode.
this
Butters is lit.
This is Professor Chaos over here.
Yeah,
That's activating it.
I don't think you watch South Park like
I
that.
forgot that was his alias when he would put the fucking tinfoil hat, helmet, shit, and the cape, Professor Chaos.
I think his sidekick was like a kindergartner.
Yes, it was a
Yes.
kindergartner.
Some stupid
Had
shit.
that beady eye little shit, like yeah. But what were you getting at with that?
No, we're just talking about
fucking-
pimps over here. It just reminded me, it's like fucking Butters was running a pimp operation.
I
Butters
think
can do what
it's
anybody can.
interesting the way you can fucking take a ghetto ass book, and I'm only in the fucking first 20 pages of this fucking book, and immediately it has extreme psychological implications for the manipulation of your fellow man.
Isn't
I mean, because at
Iceland,
the end of the day, if you, I'm sorry, Coach, what were you saying?
no, isn't Iceland Berg from here?
I don't know where Iceberg Slim from.
I feel like he's from Florida.
I have
Really?
no idea.
I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, fact check that real quick.
I have no idea, but I think it's very and I
I
wasn't
mean, because
expecting.
mind you, this is extremely cold, but at the end of the day, it's a business. He's looking at it like a business, and in an organization, most people are going to be sheep, and when you're put in that corner, you have to fucking step up. If someone's challenging your dominance, if you're trying to run that shit, you fucking have to.
Mhm.
So she kind of played his fucking hand in this scenario, to be real.
I'm gonna keep reading the book, but I believe he was extremely successful as a pimp and he was doing it for years and years and years. For him to be so successful and never has his crew rebel on him means that as a manipulator of the psychology of the female mind, he has no rival.
He's from Chi-Town, by the way.
He's from Chi-Town, typical.
See,
Can we argue that?
Somehow not surprised. By the way, Chicago's pizza sucks. I know you guys gonna talk shit in the pizza, but
I always wanted to try
Anything where
Chicago
the
pizza.
sauce is on the top, bro. Fuck you.
They put sauce on
Fuck
top?
you.
Nah, but you're from York.
Sometimes, yeah.
Like,
New York
that's
pizza
beef.
is like,
That's beef right there.
You guys can say whatever the fuck you want. Chicago pizza is not even close.
I fuck with deep dish. It's just
I've
that-
never
that-
had
that sauce
Chicago
on the
style
top
pizza.
shit,
I've
yo.
never had Chicago style pizza.
You know what it is to put the sauce on the top of the cheese?
I mean,
kind of
look,
psychopath
I still wanna
shit
try it.
is
I'm winning.
that?
Hey, look, I'm not gonna judge until I try it, but you know what? New York style pizza can't beat it.
Like,
You
can't
cannot
that.
beat
You
it.
can't
Yeah,
beat
yeah.
New York pizza.
To summarize everything, J. Cole's the best. Danny has terrible taste in music,
Don't
Facts.
try me like
Right?
that. Don't try me like that.
and you
wouldn't
gotta
say
keep your
terrible.
hoes in line. Pimping ain't easy.
First off, you
This
cannot.
is Get With The Program.
You cannot end the episode like that.
We're ending the episode like that. Cut the mic.
I run the Instagram, son.
Cut it.
Y'all know. I'll be back.
Anyway, bro, see you on the next episode.
See you on the next episode.